Artest looking, gets it to Bryant. Bryant dribbling, has to put it up with the buzzer. Banks it in! He banks in the three! And the Lakers win the game!
Good morning. What's going on, Insurance Syndicate? Hope everybody is having an amazing start to their week and start to their day. Christmas is right around the corner. Pretty crazy. As you guys can see, I'm not with my fearless co-host today, Mr. Tony Merwin, but I'm sure he'll probably be tuning in the comments. Thanks to everybody for hopping on. I'm very excited to go through this. Really, the 8 daily steps to success. Actually, we got that from Tony. Me and Tony and this is part of my weekly win is just kind of the accountability piece to that, but trying to do more morning trainings within the office. And you guys might've seen me post that. But so we're going to be covering the 8 daily steps to success. And then some of the things that I actually picked up from Andy Elliot, which I'm very excited to share that with you guys. You probably saw me go out there. I think that was a couple of weeks ago now that I went out and trained with him. And it was unlike a lot of you guys know who Andy Elliot is. It was unlike a lot of trainings that I've ever been to. And it was all day on a Sunday, but it was awesome. Really woke me up. I got a lot from that. And I think, especially somebody that's sitting in a leadership role or even somebody that's on a team. Obviously, I wasn't able to bring my whole team out there with me, but am I coming home and just keeping all of that information to myself, right? Are we sitting down? Are we whiteboarding things out? Are we, again, really kind of sharing what I got from it? So that's part of why I want to share with y'all as well, because I did get a lot from that. And good morning to Melissa. What's up, Josh? Mr. Todd Wilson, who is, I can see the back of his head. What's up, Lily? Hey, and real quick, shout out to Lily and as well our Winning on Wednesday main sponsor, which is Viva Virtual Solutions. Shout out to Rob Lopez, man. I really appreciate you. You guys, literally, you see the comments and everything going up right now. That is our virtual assistant, which we call her our producer of all the shows here within the Insurance Syndicate. And she is provided to us through Viva. And not only do they obviously have somebody like Lily now, but they have anything service related, call center type tasks. You name it, they've got a freaking solution for it. So shout out to Viva. We really appreciate you and your sponsorship here on Winning on Wednesday. And so I guess let me get to the weekly win. I'm going quick just because I'm excited to share all this with you guys. Put your weekly wins down in the comments too. I want to celebrate you. Want to see that, get you up on the show. My weekly win, and you can see Lily is dropping the link there in the comments. I have now been able to help people get over $100,000 back through the SETC, which is the self-employed tax credit. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on it. You guys can go to my page. You can see all the information. You can go access the IRS documents, all that good stuff. But that's been really cool, right? Where it's I'm waking up to messages being like, yo, Joe, this is legit, right? And I'm like, yeah, it's legit. And they're like, dude, it's saying I'm getting over 20. The last person I was talking with, they got over $28,000 back. Right. And that typically, again, is going to be advanced in 10 days. So that was really cool. If you want to check it out, you can see Lily drop that in the comments for you guys. Just click that link, you register for a free account, and then you hop in, you spend 30 seconds to see what you qualify for. So that was really cool. And shout out to Stephen Guilfoyle, who has helped me with kind of getting that up off the ground. He actually came to my Christmas party this past weekend. So shout out to Stephen. I appreciate you, brother. And let's see. My weekly win is I got my podcast news show, World Changers. I did see that. Website and sponsorship packages ready to go. Okay, Aaron, I love that. Anybody go check out World Changers. We need to talk about that, Aaron. Maybe I'll hop on or drive up there and come kick it with you guys, you and Sam, and maybe run a show or something like that. So finished up next year's goals. Going to be my best year yet. Let's freaking go, Brian Moore. Love it, dude. Saw you yesterday on that call with Tristan when I was in the background with Todd. I appreciate you. I'm just gonna keep reading these. My win is I went back to my old employer for the first time since leaving for insurance, and the welcome was very warm, hoping to lead into some business. Okay, Josh. Shout out to Josh. I know what that actually entails. So that's pretty cool, man. Right on. Good for you. Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, thank you again for hopping in here. I'm excited. It looks like we've got a lot of people who are engaged that are tuning in live. And so, again, shout out to Tony Merwin. Tony is who kind of went through this with myself and my team earlier this week. And man, it's just been spot on. It's something that I really like. I can foresee us. Now we're probably going to have to get like a sign up in the office and like frame it and everything. But it's been really cool. And so, if you have not already, please, 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 please get your pen and paper, get something to actually take notes on. I know it's one thing to listen to it, right? But there's the other thing of actually writing it down. And these things that I'm about to cover with you, I highly encourage you to write them down. I think they'll stick way better up here. And then you also have them in front of you for moving forward. Okay, so we're going to, again, start with the 8 daily steps to success. And then we're going to go through some notes that I took away on sales and marketing with Andy Elliot. And then we'll wrap up with how to remove the lizard brain, which I actually haven't done that with my team yet. So that's going to be cool. But 8 daily steps to success. Again, get your pen and paper ready. Number 1, have a positive attitude. Ooh, right. I might have just pissed somebody off. Number 1, have a positive attitude. We need to have a positive attitude in everything that we're doing, especially in business, but more so just in life in general, right? When you wake up, how are you waking up? Right? Is it and I just actually had this. Okay. I will say I just had this where my dog was whining, my kids were up and this, and within the first 30 seconds of my day, I was trying to, honestly, I was already trying to go negative. I was pissed off about this. I'm freaking tired, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, but well, hold on. That is not how I want to start my day. It's not how I want anybody else to have to start their days either. Right. So number 1, have a positive attitude, right? Positive mental attitude, no matter what. Let's go, Brian. Number 2. Ooh, this one's really going to call some of y'all out. Number 2. What's up, Alex Jackson? Good to see you, brother. Number 2, be on time. Ooh, be on time. I have to be honest. My guys are watching this too. I was freaking late today. Hey, ain't nobody perfect, but I'll be 100% honest. I was 14 minutes late today, but it's a big one, right? And especially it's more of, hey, let's be on time, right? But I get triggered all the time, right? What's up, Josh? But number 2 is be on time, but it's more of it's an accountability thing as well, right? Again, I know I was actually late this morning. I have no problem being vulnerable and saying that. But these daily steps to success is like, okay, but Joe, it's just 14 minutes, man. Why were you 14 minutes? And then it's like we start to go and have all these excuses as to why I was 14 minutes or I was doing that, whatever it is. No, it doesn't matter, right? I said I was going to be there at the latest by 8, so I need to be there at 8. I need to be on time, and I need to really, again, be accountable, right, and own that. Okay, so number 1, have a great attitude, have a positive attitude. Number 2, be on time. Number 3, ooh, this is another big one. Be prepared. Be prepared, right? It's always better to be prepared with no opportunity than to have the opportunity and not be prepared, right? So we need to make sure, and again, whatever that is, whether that's Alex Sala, I see, whether that's you going into a house and knowing how to pivot from annuities to long-term care to life insurance and all the other products that you're selling within a house, right? You need to be prepared, right? Whether it's learning how to overcome objections, because we all know we're in sales. We are going to have objections coming our way. So are you prepared in a way? Do you have a script, right, when you're getting on the phones, right, in order to overcome those, right? Or even hell, do you even have a script to sell the insurance, right? So number 3 is we need to be prepared. 4, work a full day. John Wetmore probably loves this one. Shout out to John Wetmore and Perry Lunsford for their Thursday show. But number 4, work a full day. And that also is probably Josh Young's. That's probably triggering some people too. Because what do you call it? What is a full day to you? Right? And that's a question. I'm just going to leave that open. What is a full day to you? Right? And maybe it's a full day is I'm in my office from 9 to 5, whatever that is. What are you actually doing? Right? It's not just be in the office for a full day, right? It's work a full day. So not only what does a full day look like to you, what does working actually look like to you, right? And doing so for an entire day. And again, these are daily steps to success, y'all. This isn't, hey, work a full day and then take 3 days off. Especially right now with Christmas right around the corner. I know we've got the holidays and everybody always says it's the slow season. It's only a slow season if we make it that way, right? So what are we doing? Are we really working a full day to maximize all of these opportunities, again, because we're prepared, that we have in front of us as we close out the new year? Because how you close out 2023, I promise you, is how you're going to start 2024. Okay. So number 4, work a full day. Number 5, work your territory correctly. Okay. And again, some of y'all are field agents. I know a lot of us are now obviously over the phone, but again, and you can put little quotes around territory. Work your territory correctly. Your territory could be what you're doing in the field, right? This comes from Tony when he was doing door knocking day. So that's why they always called it, right? But maybe my territory is being on the phone, right? And when I say territory being on the phone, some of y'all may think, well, yeah, I've got my scripts and I'm working it correct. Yeah, but how much of that territory are you actually hitting? You doing $20 a day? You doing $200 a day? Shout out to Jake Matthews, actually, real quick. He's my godfather's son. I call him my god brother, even though that's not a real thing. But he came in. He's been on his Christmas break. He just left for family Christmas in Hawaii with his family. So, but that's awesome. But that dude came in, and for the first 2 days of the week, he goes, "Man, and when I say working your territory, he goes, I'm gonna do over 2,000 calls, or excuse me, over 1,000 calls here in the next 2 days." Okay. And again, he's not licensed or anything. He's still in college. We just had him coming in and basically appointment setting, and I was paying him that way. But he came in and literally hit over 1,200 calls in 2 days. That's called working your territory, right? And then he had his scripts, and then he was getting quotes, and he was getting leads. And literally, one quote that he sent to Todd was, I think Todd quoted over $200,000 in premium, right? Because he was working his territory correctly, right? So again, that you can apply that to your field and how you do business, but make sure we're not just working it, but we're doing it correctly as well. Okay. So again, number 1, have a positive attitude. Make sure you're writing these down. Number 2, be on time. Number 3, be prepared. Number 4, work a full day. Number 5, work your territory correctly. Number 6, okay, type in, hey, go back to what was number 1? I literally just covered. Type it in number 1 in the comments. Everybody, type in number 1 in the comments. Okay. Number 6 is keep your positive attitude, right? So we got to start with a positive attitude, right? We all want to have a positive attitude, but we all know that sometimes, man, it can take the first freaking 30 seconds of a day to try and tank that positive attitude, right? So number 1 is we want to start with a positive attitude, and we want to have a positive attitude. And number 6 is to keep that positive attitude regardless of anything that's going on throughout your day. And I know, again, sometimes life can smack you, but we need to be doing our best to not only having that positive attitude, but maintaining that throughout a day. And again, this is 8 daily steps to success. Okay. This is not hey, I get to come in for half a week and I'm all woo, right? And then the week kind of slaps me around, and then you come in and you're a total like douchebag to your team or something like that. Okay. So again, we need to make sure you are keeping your positive attitude. That is number 6. Number 7, I think this was probably one of the most powerful ones that we had here within the office. And I think it kind of ties everything together, in my opinion. So, but number 7, know, and again, make sure you guys are writing these down. Number 7 is know why you are here and what you are doing. Again, know why you are here and what you are doing, right? Because if you know why you're here and what you're doing, then you're probably going to have a more positive attitude than if you didn't, right? If you know why you're here and what you're doing, then you'll probably be on time and be prepared. If you know why you're here and what you're doing, you'll probably want to work a full day or work that territory correctly, right? Because why I'm here, right, and what I'm doing, when you have the whys and you really know, hey, this is why I'm here. Well, it's like, yeah, I'm going to work a freaking full day and I'm going to make like Jake 1,200 freaking dials because of, again, daily purpose. There you go. Exactly what it is, Brian. It's that purpose behind it, right? It's like when I think about my kids, right? Does that mean like, so if I were to think about my kids, does that mean, okay, yeah, I'm going to take a half day? Or is it like, no, I think about my kids and what I'm trying to leave and like this lasting legacy. It's like, hell, I'm going to work a 12-hour day, right? It doesn't really matter. And it's so, again, I think number 7 is knowing why you're here and guess what? You had a shit morning, but then because you know why you're here and what you're doing, you can keep that positive attitude, right? You don't let that one phone call or that one client or that whatever it might be throughout your day that could potentially derail your positive attitude. If ultimately you know why you're here and what you're doing, then you can totally 100% keep that positive attitude, right? So that was a really good one. Again, number 7, know why you're here and what you're doing. I'll recap them just real quick one more time. Please write them down, guys. Keep them in front of you every single day. Number 1, have a positive attitude. Number 2, be on time. Number 3, be prepared. Number 4, work a full day. Number 5, work your territory correctly. Number 6 is keep your positive attitude. Number 7 is know why you are here and what you are doing. And then that leads us to number 8, which is take control. Okay, I put a little exclamation point on that for me. just because it's take control of your attitude, take control of your preparedness, your timeliness, your whatever we just are going through. Take control. Okay. So that is number 8. And guys, those are the 8 daily steps to success. Okay. Keyword, everybody write this down in the comments. Daily, right? The keyword is daily. This is not just a once in a while thing. It's a once a month thing, a once a quarter thing. No, we need to be striving. Again, I'm not saying that everybody's going to be perfect and you're going to potentially not have a perfect day, right? That's okay, right? But as long as we're keeping this in front of us, right? And we know that, hey, we are every single day, I'm trying to pursue these goals, these steps to success, right? If you're pursuing something like that, tell me that you're not having success. And that to me basically says you're not doing one of the things correctly. Because if you're doing everything, if you're doing all of that stuff, literally 8 steps to success every single day, and you're taking control, right, you will find success. So shout out to Tony Merwin on that. I really love that. It's the 8 daily steps to success. It's something he used way back when he was door knocking, when he was, what were they selling? They were selling like, was it like, it was like sports cards or something like that. I can't remember, when he was out in California. But those were his 8 daily steps to success for not only himself, but his team when they were going out and hitting those doors. Okay. So shout out to Tony. Appreciate you, brother. All right. Now we are going to pivot. This is where you really need to be taking notes. Okay. We're going to pivot to really a lot of the takeaways that I got from Andy Elliot. Love him or hate him, I don't care. I got so much from this. And honestly, even if you hate him, you still should be watching him because the guy is an absolute freaking baller when it comes to sales, when it comes to marketing in every single industry. I mean, it's like he can literally sell anything. It's crazy. And when I was out at that training, some of you guys may have heard me talk about it a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I saw the dude literally close over $400,000 from stage before lunch. I mean, from stage, like people throwing their freaking credit cards onto the stage because the line was so freaking long, but they wanted to make sure and lock in their spot. It's the psycho competitor, right? In this extreme revolution that we're doing, which is like the workouts. It's basically like the 75 hard, but Andy's rendition of it. But I mean, just the dude has so much freaking expertise when it comes to sales. He's been doing it for years. And so again, I wanted to kind of come back and bring some of these points to y'all, just so really to share and maybe it can help elevate, you in your life and in your business. Okay. So sales and marketing, that's really just the general topic. Okay. And yeah, he tells it how he sees it. Truth hurts, but sometimes it is necessary. Absolutely. Brian Moore. Sales and marketing, right? Sales, really, we are helping others, write this down, helping others make a decision to help themselves. I really like that piece. Helping others make a decision to help themselves, because ultimately, if we are in this industry for the right reasons, then we actually believe in the product. We believe that, guess what, man? If I'm, educating you, or I'm providing value here, or I'm quoting you this way, or I'm offering this type of product, it's ultimately because I believe it can help them, right? What we do is so important. You also, again, sales is really, it's helping others make that decision to ultimately help themselves. And because, again, we're doing the right things, we're not cutting any corners, we know without a matter of fact that is going to 100% help them if they were to choose to do business with you. Okay. So sales is really, again, it's helping others make a decision to help themselves. Another good one here, keep them and their goals at the center of the decision. Okay. Keep them and their goals at the center of this, of the decision. And a little sub point there I had is just put yourself in their shoes, right? So again, keeping them and their goals at the center of the decision by putting yourself in their shoes. I swear, y'all, even though obviously now it's like a lot of it's over the phone, people can smell that commission breath coming a freaking mile away, y'all. So really, it's like, and when you're trying to just do it just for the sale, right? Just for that commission check, just for what it hit the numbers, whatever you want to call it, they can smell it, right? And it's ultimately, again, then now it's shifted into, now I need to be able to handle all these objections and all this stuff, because people don't like to be sold to, right? We're trying to help them make a decision to help themselves. So, but again, we need to make sure that we're keeping their goals at the center of the decision, not our own. Okay. And that kind of, I'm sitting here tapping this, right, is one of my favorite points that he had was sell with your heart and not your mouth. He used some other verbiage in there, but I'm not going to repeat it. I might repeat some of it, but sell with your heart, not your mouth. Again, going back to really why we're in this industry. I'm looking at Alex Jackson comments in here. Thank you for kind of keeping those notes here within the show. Being a stud in the life insurance space, right? But it's selling with your heart, not your mouth, right? I think that's so important, especially in some of those products, right? I know PNC were a little bit more commoditized, but it's still the same thing, right? People die in car accidents, people lose their houses in fires. There's all kinds of things that, again, all of our products are something that really are life changing, right? So when we're going to sell, just sell with your heart, right? It's like I'll read the other one. Where does he have that here? Oh, it's on the other page. But it's more of just really we're selling ideas, right? And we're selling ideas and we're painting the picture for them, right? And that to me is when you're selling with your heart. It's right. Facts tell, stories actually sell. Stories are where the heart is, right? In my opinion. So I thought that one was really good. This is also, gosh, especially because y'all, I don't know if it's just me, but this year, 2023, has probably been the fastest year of my freaking life, and in life and in really in business. I mean, it's like, what the heck? Where did the time go? Right. And so this was one he said, now, and put in all caps on this one. Now is the time because we aren't getting that back. It's the only thing, right, that's guaranteed in this life is that we ain't getting the time. So now, and he was talking about how everybody is always either selling or thinking or behaving based off of past experiences or future expectations, right? Or future tense, right? They're always looking either in front or behind. He's like, man, nobody's ever freaking standing where their feet are, right? Or they're never present. Right. And so now, right, not thinking about, okay, well, hey, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna pull the trigger. I'm not, whatever that might be because of something that happened to me in the past, or you're scared of what could potentially happen in the future. Man, now is the time. Now is the time. Because we ain't, like you said, they see it at Alex Jackson. Now is the time because we ain't getting that back. Right. I thought that was super powerful. And again, just kind of hit me. And I was like, dang, this year flew by. Right. And don't get me wrong, we've had an amazing year, but there's a lot of things that I was just pushing off, right? Or maybe I wasn't pulling the trigger because I'd gone through a past experience over here, whatever. Now is the time, right? Now is the time to help to make a change, right? To level up your business. Okay. Time to be present. 100% Alex. This is so masters of communication. And these are going to be some quick notes I'll go through with you guys. Okay. But basically mastering communication. And there will be 4 points on this one. Okay. So go ahead and write that down. Master communication. Number 1, make it easy to say yes. Make it easy to say yes. I can't tell you how many freaking agents I've talked with or called, like in my years of like listening to call recordings and stuff like that. It's like you make it so freaking different. Like you might even have the best price and the best product, but how you are coming across to these people, like you're making it difficult for them to just freaking say yes to you, right? And honestly, to y'all new agents that are watching this, okay, KISS, keep it simple, stupid, right? Make it easy for them to say yes. They don't care, especially now. This is a little bit more on the property and casualty side, but we hear a lot of the times people just ramming insurance jargon down people's throats and they have no freaking clue what we're talking about, right? Because it's insurance. Insurance ain't sexy, right? It ultimately goes back to this, hey, if I'm selling with my heart, not my mouth, and I'm helping people make a decision to help themselves, they don't necessarily care, like going through all of the bodily injury, liability, property damage. Don't get me wrong, that's important, right? But at the same time, if you hold yourself to a certain standard where you're like, hey, I'm only selling at this level, like you don't need to go through and ram all this jargon down their freaking throat, right? So make it easy to say yes. I see Aaron Lovett here on the call, and Alex Sala. When you guys are going into like AEP, OEP, right? You guys are definitely not the only ones talking to these people or calling these people, and so just making it easy for them to say yes, because definitely on the health insurance side, that health insurance side of things is freaking confusing, right? Or Medicare, shout out to Tony and all his Medicare peeps, right? Make it easy for them. Well, Medicare is a little bit easier if they qualify because it's a zero premium plan, but you get my point. Make it easy to say yes. Number 2 is make it hard to say no to. Make it so freaking good that not only can is it easy for them to say yes, but they can't even say no to it. And there is a difference. Okay. Right. It's making it easy to say, well, that's the same thing as hard to say no. Not necessarily. Make it hard to say no to as well. Right. I think that's super important, is that if you're really, it may be easy for them to say yes because of maybe the price. Again, we'll just stick with price here. Maybe because you come in the cheapest, it might be easy for them to say yes because of that. But make it hard to say no to, as in like give them so much freaking value that the price doesn't even matter. Right? Like give them so much about, like build so much rapport and so much relationship and so much trust with them that it's hard to say no to that. Remove the price, remove any of those other objections, right? That typically people will encounter. Make it hard to say no to. Okay. Number 3. Okay. Write this down. Make sure you're writing it down. Shout out to Alex Sala. I see a whole page of notes. I love that, dude. Number 3, make it the customer's idea every single time. Make it the customer's idea every single time. Okay. Are we really doing that? Or is it more of like how you're selling is basically you're telling them what to do? And don't get me wrong, there's some of that where we need to be like that trusted advisor. We need to tell, but like when we're telling a story, right? Or like when somebody combats me with, I don't need, I want state minimum coverage or whatever. And I know this is more on the property and casualty side, but just bear with me, guys. It's like when I'm trying to overcome that objection, right? And why I'm quoting them at a higher limit, it's not me basically telling them this. It's more of I'm telling a story of like, I totally understand, but then we're going through about, hey, but this is, something that happened to somebody that did have state minimum limits. And honestly, I didn't want you to have to come out of pocket for like $10,000, right? You don't want to be that person. And it starts to help them paint the picture, right? They start to put themselves in those shoes and they're like, oh, well, yeah, kind of right. So then it's not necessarily me pushing higher coverage limits on them, even though I am, and that's how I sell, but it's more of, it's making it their idea, right? Where they don't want to be that person that's having to come out of pocket because they had state minimum limits. And again, you can apply that to your arena where you guys are selling, but make it the customer's idea every single time. And this goes back to, and you can subpoint this if you want, sell ideas and situations, paint the freaking picture. But we're selling ideas and situations. Okay. Here's another good one. Excuse me. You get paid to speak. And not just getting paid to speak because you're getting up on stage or whatever that is. And well, half the time you have to pay to freaking get up on stage. Isn't that backwards? Isn't that crazy? But again, you get paid to speak. Ultimately, think about it, right? How you make your money is ultimately because you're using this, right? You're speaking to people, right? Whether that's in person, whether that's over the phone, whether that's, and that's even that. You're not really closing that many freaking deals, over a text message or something. It's like you're picking up the freaking phone, right? So really understanding that we actually get paid to speak. And that goes back to, that's where I had the sub point of sell with your heart, not your mouth, right? If we're getting paid to speak, then we need to, again, it goes back to selling with your heart, not your mouth. Okay. But you do get paid to speak. Last bit here, relationships equal money, right? And when I think about relationships equal money, it's like, you're like, okay. And like, we've all kind of heard that before, right? But then it's 90% of the time, okay? 90% of the time, you are building value in relationships before any transaction. All right. So relationships equal money, but 90% of the time, you are building value in relationships before any transaction. The last 10% of the time, you're collecting money, baby, right? Because relationships equal money. Now, excuse me. Sorry. When I think about relationships, right? And we think about, okay, hey, if I'm building value in relationships before any transaction, what is one word that comes to mind, right? Think about when somebody buys a policy from you or buys whatever it is, they give you money. What typically is that one word, right? Because if we have value in relationships, what's the one word that is now in play, which is the reason they chose to blank, right? It's why they bought the policy from you. Go ahead, put that in the comments. Give me your guess. What's the one word? Oh, come on, Aaron, you're close. That the one word is within your comment there, right? Trust. There it is, Victor. Right. Is that to me, relationships is trust built. You have to have trust. Anybody ever been in a relationship with no trust? It's like, no, because that's not a freaking relationship, right? Like there has to be freaking trust in order for that relationship. And again, if we're doing that 90% of the time, all we're doing is trying to build value in relationships, then the last 10% is like, well, the trust is already there. Then it is just collecting money. It's not even having to ask for it. They're like, here you go, man. Here's my money, right? Start the policy, get this going, whatever that might be. Okay. So 90% of the time you are building value in relationships before any transaction. And then the 10% of that to that last 10%, you are just collecting money. Sell the sizzle, not the steak. Especially in insurance, man. There's thousands of us, guys. All right. We all got steaks to sell. So what makes Aaron's steak different, right? What makes Victor's steak different? What makes Alex's steak different? Okay, so we're selling the sizzle. Maybe it's the spice. Maybe it's the dry rub. Maybe it's because I smoked it versus reverse searing it. Whatever that is, right? We've all got steak to sell. So sell the sizzle though, not the steak. And that ultimately, to me, that's you. That's your value add, right? That's that value in relation. That's that building, like where, hey, I'm selling Aaron, right? Or I'm selling Alex, or I'm whatever it is, right? It's New Mexico raised. There you go, right? But we're selling ourselves on that, right? But really, it's sell the sizzle, not the steak. Now, this is my last one, and this one really hit me. It was part of why I had even gone out to train with Andy. It's been a crazy year. It's been an amazing freaking year. I will say that. But it's just been a crazy year, and we've had a lot going on at the house, and just the kids growing up, and all. I mean, you guys know it, right? I'm a young parent, and we're also merged with another large national aggregate. I mean, we have a lot going on, but I've learned so much. I'm super blessed and grateful for everything. But just really, it's kind of that end of the year, right? And you start having those struggles, or you start having, again, it goes back to number one is, man, I need to be better about having a positive attitude about freaking everything. And normally I'm pretty damn good about that. But when you have 1,000 things going on, sometimes you can just get caught in the motion, right? And you don't really even realize what you're doing. So, but this one is going to slap you guys in the face. And this was what really kind of I got out of Andy's. It's like, I'm trying 2024 is I'm about to be a freaking psycho competitor. On the back of this shirt, it's like, I hope God has mercy for my enemies, because I'm sure as hell ain't going to. Like, it's like going freaking psycho competitor, right? And that's a little extreme, but still, I get the point, right? I grasp or I understand what he's trying to get across there. But this one was mature the fuck up. Mature the fuck up. You maybe not want to type that one in the comments, Alex. You might get flagged. Mature the fuck up. When you grow up, you get the life you want. What does that look like, right? And I'm not just talking about like, okay, yeah, let's get some years under your belt, right? So you can mature. It's mature the fuck up. And like, when you grow up, right? Whatever that looks like, whatever those small little things you ain't doing, right? That you know you should be doing, whatever that might look like, when you grow up, you get the life you want. Right. And that one just really hit me. Again, not to say that I'm not super blessed and super grateful, and we've had an amazing freaking year, but man, what I'm looking to do in 2024, like, I'm about to grow the fuck up. Right. I just thought that one really stuck out to me. It spoke to me. I hope maybe to some of y'all, right? And again, it's not a challenging thing. It's not me trying to be an asshole or anything like that. It's, man, come on. Like, I want you to have this life too. Right. It's like, I want you to grow up so you can have any and everything that you ever wanted for you, for your family, for your friends, for your kids, you name it, whatever. Right. So when you grow up, you get the life that you want. Let me see if I have anything else that I want to. This is actually a really good one, and we'll cut it off here. Is the greatest salespeople, again, make sure you write this down. The greatest salespeople can disarm anyone when walking up to them. Okay, the greatest salespeople can disarm anyone when walking up to them. Is that you? Do you believe you could actually do that? Right. And I say disarm, I mean, there's 1,000 other words you could probably plug into there, right? But it's ultimately the greatest salespeople, right? Because again, we're getting paid to speak, right? The greatest salespeople can walk up to anybody. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's me, or if it's Cody Askers, it's freaking Ed Milet or Andy Elliot, right? Who cares? The greatest salespeople can walk up and disarm anyone, right, that they walk up to. So thought that was really good. I like that. ABD, always be disarming. That's really good, Brian. I like how you kind of worded that. But that's a lot of what I got from Andy Elliot, y'all. And I say a lot. There was a lot more to it. Ryan Stewman was there as well, so I got some notes from him, and probably the biggest notes. Actually, we'll stay here. We got two more. Okay, this one is from Stewman. You guys have probably seen it. The sales talk with Sales Pro. He did a really good job from stage. He was talking about his E3 and M3 method is just social media stuff, which actually was kind of reaffirming, because I'm doing a lot of the same stuff, and I've been doing it. So I was like, all right, cool. It looks like I'm not like just talking out of my ass. But the big one for him was FYE. Go ahead and write this down, guys. F period Y period E period FYE. You know what that stands for? Man, I'm just dropping F-bombs today. It don't matter. Fuck your excuses. Right, there it is. Victor knows, he's Apex. Right. I thought that FYE, man, you should see me and my guys here in the office. I mean, we're totally embodying that. I got to tell the story, Todd. Okay, so Todd's right out there, but I got to tell the story. Okay, so Todd apparently woke up. We had just done this morning training and everything, and I had just gotten back, and we went through it all together, and we talked about FYE, right? And so then my buddy Todd, he's sitting out. He's one of my sales guys. So apparently he woke up the next morning, and his wife was out on the couch. And he goes out and he's like, "Hey, what's going on? Like, why are you out on the couch?" She's like, "You wouldn't freaking stop snoring. You know, I hit you and stuff. And then you woke up, and then you were like, fuck your excuses, and went back to bed." I mean, you talk about being in the subconscious. I thought that was so freaking funny, man. He's like, fuck your excuses. Yeah, that one probably didn't go over too well. But I thought that was hilarious because like literally it's stuck with and it's I know that's a funny story, but it's true. Right. There's so many when you start to think that way, there's so many things that probably come out of your mouth that you're like, oh, probably excuse FYE, right? So a shout out to Stuman on that. I really like that. And then the last bit before I want to go through some of this lizard brain stuff too that I got from Andy. But Andy's big thing for 2024 and really, Todd, no, it did not. But really, like this is another thing that I'm really kind of embodying because of again I'm this growth that I'm about to have in 2024 and what we're trying to do within the businesses and just I mean we're trying to do some really big things was bet against me, right? It goes kind of into the psycho competitor kind of mentality. Bet against me. I dare somebody to bet against Joe in 2024, right? And that's just the kind of confidence that we need to have going into this new year, y'all. But again, if we're doing the 8 daily steps, right? And then we're doing all the right things. It's like, why should you not have the confidence to say bet against it? Like Victor going out and Victor's doing some freaking amazing things. And I know he's probably embodying this kind of same mentality is freaking bet against me, dude. And shout out to you, Victor, because dude, you've done a lot here in a very short period of time, man. But it's that mentality. Yo, bet against me, dude. I'm freaking Victor Gonzalez, right? I'm Josh Lippincott. I'm freaking Brian Moore. Bet against me. Right. And I love that mentality. And that's definitely something that I'm going to be kind of rolling with into the new year. And with that being said, as we're rolling into the new year and getting ready to, and again, guys, it's Christmas is in 5 freaking days. Right. So next week's going to be a short week. Right. And so what are we doing again to really wrap up the holidays? Right. 100%. Watch me win. Shout out, Aaron. But what are we also doing to remove some of the shit that we need to remove in order to get to these 8 daily steps, right? Or whatever it is. And so you guys have probably heard of it. It's called your lizard brain. And Andy calls it the resistance. But I just want to read through some of these things with you guys. Feel free to write these down. I would if I were you. And I'll go ahead. I'll probably take a picture and like post this in the group too so you guys can see it. But it's the resistance. Could have, would have, should have, didn't. Right? Dreams are shattered by resistance, and the resistance is your lizard brain. So I'm going to read through not all of these. Maybe I'll read through all of them. I got enough time. So the lizard brain, okay, only wants to eat and be safe. The lizard brain will fight if it has to, but would rather run away. Okay, the lizard brain, I like that one, will fight if it has to, but would rather run away. The lizard brain thinks what everyone else thinks, right? Are you just going with the norm, right? What everybody else is doing? What's the fad? What's pop? What's trending, right? What's out on TikTok right now? The lizard brain thinks what everyone else thinks. And we were meant for way more than that, right? On an individual level. The lizard brain is not merely a concept. It's real. And it's living on the top of your spine. Excuse me. Fighting for your survival. It's not merely a concept, y'all. It's real and it's living on the top of your spine. Fighting for your survival. But of course, survival and success are not the same thing. Ooh, I like that. The lizard brain is the reason you're afraid. The reason you don't have the success in life you could have, and is the source of the resistance. Okay, let me read that one again for you guys. The lizard brain is the reason that you're afraid. It's the reason you don't have the success in life you could have, and is the source of the resistance. The lizard brain wants to keep you safe and invisible. Right? We talked about that with Ellen David Denning a few weeks ago, right? Stop being such a secret agent. Why are you so invisible? Okay? The lizard brain is working overtime to get you to shut up, sit down, and do your day job. Ooh. That's a big one. Let me read that one again to y'all. The lizard brain is working overtime to get you to shut up, sit down, and just do your day job. It will invent stories. It will invent illnesses. It will invent emergencies, and it will invent distractions. The lizard brain, right? Again, we know what we're talking about, right? It will invent stories, illnesses, emergencies, and distractions in your life. The resistance, aka the lizard brain, is afraid of what will happen to you if the ideas get out, if your gifts are received, and if the magic happens. Okay? It is afraid of I'm reading that again for you guys. afraid of what will happen to you and to it, right? If the ideas get out, if your gifts are received, if the magic happens, right? And I think so many of us, and I know it just because of how many freaking agents I talk to, and I know it's something that I ain't perfect, y'all. I've been doing this for a while, but it's not that I don't ever have some of that lizard brain, right? But it's it's that one thing that's holding you back, right? And what is it? It's sitting right here at the top of your it's you, right? It's your mind, it's your mindset, it's the lizard brain, right? That it's holding us back from the life that we really freaking want. And that maybe is why the whole mature the fuck up thing really spoke to me, is that, man, maybe it's me holding myself up, right? And so many other times we'll cast the blame and just put it on other people as to why we're not finding the success that we want. It's because of our upline or blah, 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 right? Ultimately, maybe it's you, right? Maybe we need to grow up a little bit in order for us to have the life that we really want. All right. So again, guys, we've got the 8 daily steps to success. Hope you wrote those down. I hope that's something that, again, you really tap into on a daily basis. This is not something that we're just doing once a week, once a month, whatever. 8 daily steps to success, right? We're mastering communication. We're helping people make a decision to help themselves in sales, right? We're selling with our heart and not our mouth and all the other things that we covered within that, right? 90% of the time, all we're doing is building value in relationships. And then 10% of the time, we're just collecting money. Okay. And then ultimately, exactly, Brian Moore, lizard brain is full of BS freaking excuses. We're getting rid of the freaking lizard brain. We're getting rid of all those bullshit excuses, right, that are holding us back from, again, the life that we really want. Okay. So that is what I got for you guys. We're right up on 42 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut it just a little bit short, but I appreciate y'all's time. I appreciate the viewership, the engagement. We've had a ton of people on the show the entire time. So again, I hope you guys took notes. I really do appreciate it. Go out there, right? It's the peak of the week, right? It's winning on Wednesday. We've got 5 days until Christmas, right? So finish out this week strong. What I was telling my guys is, hey, guess what? It's either in or it's out. Clean up the funnels, right? Really hit your people, hit your goal. Like, go and call these people and either say, hey, it's either shit or get off the pot, right? Because I'm cleaning up my funnel because we're getting ready to start 2024 with a freaking psycho competitor mentality. Okay, so it's the peak of the week. Get out there and get it, y'all. I appreciate you guys. If I don't see you, if I don't talk with you, hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and we will catch you guys next week. See ya.